il numero 22 il numero 74 il numero 11 Kevin il numero 18 Matteo Cancellieri, il numero 29 Fabio De Paoli, il numero 30 Gianluca Framotta, il numero 31 Bosco Sultano, il numero 45 Pagain il numero 78 Martin.
All anyone has been talking about this week in Italian football circles is La Fatale Verona. Milan come to the Bentegodi, the scene of two titles spurned, 1973 and 1990. Their Scudetto dreams died a death on this ground with defeat against Hellas Verona. They come here on this Sunday night, trailing Inter by a point at the top of the Serie A table. Yet they know they could go back to the top, 2 points clear with victory here. The pressure is on. Good evening from me, Patrick Kendrick, alongside former Inter defender Massimo Pagain. Good evening, Massimo.
Good evening, Patrick. A very good evening to everybody, and welcome to the Sunday night match. Great match tonight, great atmosphere here in Verona, and we expected a great match, you know, and the two teams. Milan have to win for sure, but anyway, they don't have to lose. This is very important for Milan because, of course, they have to. If they wanted to remain in front of Inter, they do not have to lose tonight. But on the other side, we have Verona. They have to try to win this match. They have nothing to lose, so they will try to do their best, and we will see, because the two teams scored the same numbers of goals during this season. So Verona, in a single match, could be a very dangerous team to play against with.
They were indeed very dangerous in the reverse fixture. They had a 2-0 half-time lead at San Siro back in the middle of October. Milan stormed back in the second period to win that match, but the margin for error is very slim now. They do have the opportunity to draw a match, as Massimo mentioned. That's because, should they finish level on points with the Inter, then Milan would be crowned champions by virtue of their superior head-to-head record. But naturally, those watching of a Rossoneri persuasion would rather that ace up their sleeve, that trump card, is played not at all, or at least later rather than sooner. They've travelled in numbers, and they expect to see their side respond to the pressure, which is palpable after Inter's 4-2 victory over Empoli on Friday night. The Nerazzurri themselves had a scare. They went 2-0 down inside 28 minutes against the side from Tuscany. So Milan mustn't panic this evening if things don't initially go according to plan. This the first of three very challenging matches to finish the season. In fact, every week it's been a tough game for Milan in this run-in. They've seen off Lazio, they beat Fiorentina. Can they keep winning in their efforts to finish as title winners for the first time in 11 years? If Verona was home to the most famous femme fatale, it seems eerily appropriate that Milan have twice had the Scudetto snatched away at the Bentegodi. Whereas Romeo's heartbreak was fictional, Milan's pain was all too real in 1973 and 1990. The Rossoneri are seeking fonder memories tonight and hoping to avoid a third instalment of La Fatale Verona. They were league leaders going into the weekend. They've since been knocked off their perch by cross-city rivals Inter. The Rossoneri hoping to respond here at the Bentegodi. Sunday night action in Serie A. Hellas Verona against Milan. A wonderful atmosphere this evening inside the Bentegodi. Verona's record on this ground very strong. They are seeking a 10th win of the season at home. Milan will know what a tough task this is. Roma, Lazio and Juventus have all been toppled on this ground. It is not easy to come to this part of the world and come away with maximum points. But Milan are the form side in Serie A at this moment in time. 13 games unbeaten. If they can extend that sequence, they would be top going into the final 2 matches of the season. Davide Calabria and Davide Faraoni, the 2 skippers this evening. And we are in the very capable hands of Daniele Doveri, who's now just half a dozen matches away from 200 in Serie A. Gianluca Aureliano is our video assistant referee watching on from Lissone. Igor Tudor makes 2 changes to the 11 that won in Sardinia last time out. Tamese replaces Ongla, while Lazovic is restored in place of De Paoli. Verona's front 3 of Barak, Caprari and Simeone have scored 39 goals in Serie A this season. A pair of alterations for Milan too, to the side that began the victory over Fiorentina. Krunic starts a league match for the first time since January in place of Brahim Diaz, while Salamakis is preferred to Junior Messias. Both centre-halves are 1 booking away from suspension. Igor Tudor doing a brilliant job after being parachuted in to replace the floundering Eusebio Di Francesco. He has gone one better than his predecessor Ivan Juric, and Stefano Pioli is doing a wonderful job at the Milan helm. He now wants his side to complete the job. They are so close to a first Scudetto in 11 years. Heartbreak in 1973, heartbreak in 1990. How will it end tonight? Massimo Pagain up and running at the Bentegodi.
Of course, it's an electric atmosphere. And Milan play 4-2-3-1. There is Krunic and Salamakis just to give just a little bit more balance of this team. Not Messias, not Brahim Diaz, they are 2 attacking players. On the other side, Verona, we know that they play 3-4-2-1. It means that Barak.
And here is Simeone trying to control it. First foray forward for Hellas Verona. Lazovic given away to Tonali. And now Kalulu will clear, but Tonali was caught.
Yes. Caprari, Barak, that will play in support of the centre forward, that is Simeone. They will play in between the lines, so they have to pay attention, Kessi and Tonali, to give a hand, to give a help to the 2 centre defender, because they will play in that position just behind the 2 centre midfield player of Milan. So it will be very dangerous for them, because it will be 3 against 2 in the middle of the defence.
Tomori, here's Rafael Leao, Milan's most dangerous player. Theo Hernandez wandering infield from left back. He's lost the ball. Ilic. Not sure Monty Pon necessarily wanted that on his left foot. Missed by Lazovic. And there's Calabria. This is not an easy place to come when the stakes are so high. 2 of Milan's greatest coaches both failed here. Nereo Rocco in 1973, Arrigo Sacchi in 1990. Stefano Pioli would certainly become one of the Milan icons if he could lead them to the title. But Inter are pushing them every step of the way. Tomori's ball forward. Easy enough for Monty Pon.
We see from the start that there are the 2 centre back of Milan plus Kessi that try to build up from the back, and we see that there is Caprari and Simeone that would take care about the 2 centre defender, and Barak that take care of Kessi that remain in front. Tonali goes up and try to play with the numbers up of player in the midfield in the half of Verona.
Kessier. Theo Hernandez looking for Krunic. Lovely weight on the pass, and it needed a fine challenge from Koray Gunter. What do you make of the selection of Rade Krunic starting for the first time since Milan-Juventus in late January?
I say that he can give just a little bit more balance instead of Brahim Diaz, because he's a midfield player, a defending midfield player, and attacking. He can play in midfield with three, and in that position can give a help. As we saw in the previous movement, he can attack the space as he did.
Rafael Leao with the pace. He got away from Tameze, was brought down right on the edge of the box. Or has the referee given a corner there, Massimo? Surely that's a foul by Adrien Tameze.
We have just to wait and see, because we know that Leao is a crack, you know, he can run with the ball. I think if he touched Leao, he was inside the penalty box. But Doveri was there, and he gave the corner. But I think he's just waiting to listen to the VAR. If not, it means that it's not a penalty.
It is just a corner then for Milan. A threat from Rafael Leao once again. Theo Hernandez with the set piece, headed up and away by Illich. Theo Hernandez once more, trying to watch it into touch. He succeeds on that score. Tameze. Simeone holding it up. Dispossessed well by Tomori. Salamakers. Tomori again. Milan 13 matches unbeaten in Serie A, 7 clean sheets in their last 8.
They did very, very well. They improved during the season, and especially in the second part of the season, they did very, very well. After the derby, that everything changed for them, and of course they had that mentality that needed to be lead of the league. This is very important, you know. But after match, everything can change. We saw with Inter that won against Juventus in Turin, and for Milan is the same thing.
Maignan seeking out Rafael Leao, tussling with Casale. Krunic, Giroud, Krunic once more. Theo Hernandez, who is operating in a much more central position. We saw that plenty in the first half of the season, less so since the turn of the year.
Yeah, of course. You know, Milan used the width. It depends. You use it with the Salamakers on the side and Leao on the other side. It depends. If Leao will play with his feet on the line, Theo Hernandez will play inside as he did right now, and he attacked the space with another lap.
Rafael Leao's shot is wild and off target, but he is full of confidence, having scored the winner against Fiorentina. He was also in target in the victory over Genoa. Stefano Pioli has been very open about what his side need to do. He's not been suggesting they need to win all 3 matches. He knows that 2 wins and a draw would suffice, which is why he said 7 points away from something extraordinary. Headed away by Krunic. Giroud got up early. This is Anthony Barak. It's done very well. Caprari allowed to turn. Faraoni away to his right. Instead it's Lazovic. Verona now threatening. Lazovic stepping away from Calabria. Headed clear by Kalulu. Illich. Ceccherini. Caprari. Lazovic is onside. Darko Lazovic, this time dispossessed by Calabria. But he's given it away to Illich. Nice disguise on the pass. Caprari couldn't quite catch it.
And we saw the quality of Verona when they have to attack. They can use the width of the pitch with the 2 wing-back. Or Caprari and Barak could keep the ball and give the opportunity to the team to come up. You know, and as I say, they play between the lines, so it will be very important that Tonali and Kessie give a hand when the ball passes through the lines of midfield.
Kalulu. Kessié playing in that double pivot this evening. We have seen him as a number 10 this season. Krunic. Raphael Leão. Theo Hernandez stepping away from Faraoni. Still Theo Hernandez. And Monty Paul watches it wide.
He's playing in that position because he loves to play, to run with the ball to the defense or shot from the distance, as we saw right now. But he's in a different position, so he's inside, and the midfield players of Verona have to take care about him too. So it will be, Milan will have a numbers up of player inside the pitch.
We saw Paolo Maldini there, the head of Milan's technical area. He was on the pitch in 1990 as part of Sacchi's side that lost 2-1 in that crazy game when Milan had 3 players sent off. Verona wants a flag, and it's eventually shown by the assistant. Olivier Giroud once again leading the line for Milan. They don't have many other options in that centre-forward role because Zlatan Ibrahimovic has been struggling with fitness all campaign long. Lazovic. Simeone had shown short for it. Only 5 teams have come to the Bentegodi and won this season. Sassuolo, Inter, Atalanta, Salernitana, and most recently Napoli. So Milan under no illusions as to the size of their task. Giroud got up early. Lazovic, Caprari. This is Gunther striding forward. Caprari, Simeone waits in the box. Still Caprari. Gunther takes over. Well closed down by Olivier Giroud.
We saw that Verona can play with the ball, try to build up from the back, but also they are very dangerous when they can play with counter-attack, you know, because the players are very fast. Caprari, Barak, Simeone, and also the 2 wing-backs attack the space, so they are very dangerous, especially because Milan have to play very high with this, the defense line.
Simeone. He went through the back of Calabria. Good experience defending from what is surely Milan's next captain, Alessio Romagnoli, seemingly on the way out of contract at the end of the season, out of favour too, with this burgeoning partnership between Fikayo Tomori and Pierre Kalulu. Verona started this match in 9th place, just above Ivan Juric's Torino. The fans have been crowing about that. Juric left for the Granata. There was even a clause in his contract where he would have got a bonus from Torino president Urbano Cairo had he qualified for the Champions League. Tonali, Salamakers, clever cutback. This is Kessié, dispossessed well by Ceccherini. Calabria intercepts. Salamakers, Giroud, came off Gunther, now Barak. This is where Simeone can be a threat. Tameze, Faraoni ahead of him. Back came Krunic. All-important challenge, and now Verona have committed numbers forward. Kessié, Krunic demanding the ball. Still Kessié, and he waited too long. Faraoni, Caprari, Tameze can release Simeone. That's exactly who he looks for. Giovanni Simeone, he can curl it from there, and it's comfortable for Maignan.
We saw that Tonali and Krunic played just a little bit high, so Kessié is just alone in front of the defense, and we saw that with the counter-attack it's not easy to maintain the balance for Milan. We saw in the previous play of Verona that it could be very dangerous because the defense line, they will be alone against the attacking of Verona.
Igor Tudor has come in for praise from Marcello Lippi, his former coach at Juventus. Lippi said Igor Tudor was quiet. He surprised me, didn't expect him to have the coaching career he's had. He wasn't a big character like Didier Deschamps, Antonio Conte. Tudor earning lots of plaudits, not just for Verona's position, but for the way they play. Calabria finding Salamakers. It's his ball in and put behind by Casale. It is an evening for patience tonight for Milan. Mustn't be too nervous. We saw what can happen if a team is on edge. Milan need heed the warning from Inter, who were 2 behind after 28 minutes. Theo Hernandez with the set piece. Rafael Leao for Salamakers. Thought about the shot. Caprari claiming handball. Rafael Leao. Tonali. Salamakers, he can deliver. Not a bad ball in either! And it's tipped over the top by Montiport. Rade Krunic, so close to the opener.
Well, a perfect cross inside the box by Salamakers that used the width here. Arrived too late, Caprari, and he gave him time and space. And a great timing by Krunic inside the box. Well saved by Montiport. It wasn't impossible to save this ball, but great save by Montiport that had a great reaction.
Milan have taken it quickly. Krunic sends it in. Giroud miscued. Tomori with the optimistic appeal for a handball. Barak took a chance. That's a corner. Well, it looked like the last touch was off Barak. That's what Kalulu is suggesting. A goal kick has been awarded. Rade Krunic has not scored since March last year on this ground against Hellas Verona. It was a free kick. Very nearly found the net here. Who knows whether Pioli is superstitious and whether his selection from the start owes to those fond memories here at the Bentegodi. Milan themselves do have some happy things to recall here. Franco Baresi made his debut on this ground in 1978. In 1987, Virdis got a winning goal to save Arrigo Sacchi's job. Milan went on to win the Scudetto that year. Tonali underneath it. Sandro Tonali, he's in here! And once again, Tonali, the key man in the title race. The winner at Lazio, the opener at Verona. And the Milan fans are absolutely delighted.
We were talking about the position of Sandro Tonali, and he was there, just close to the defense line. We see again, and Ilic was with him. He missed the head, and here Sandro Tonali that controlled that ball, and with that diagonal shot with his right foot, shot on goal. Fantastic by Sandro Tonali here. He defended well this ball. Ilic, he missed that ball, and a great shot by Sandro Tonali.
Ilic and Verona claiming a foul there from Tonali. It looked like shoulder to shoulder, a good old-fashioned 50-50. Tonali wanted it more. Milan's desire greater than Verona's. And Tonali, a boyhood Rossoneri supporter, the man who took a pay cut to stay on, has got the goal here for Pioli, Massara and Maldini. They're checking whether he was in an offside position, and there could yet be a let-off here for Igor Tudor and Hellas Verona.
We have just to wait, but anyway, the position of the defense line wasn't very good, you know, because there were Sandro Tonali with Ilic in that situation. The two central defenders weren't there, so that's the point. We don't know yet if it was offside or not, but anyway, Tonali did well. Yeah, he said, we are waiting to see if they were offside.
I'm delighted to say I've got Massimo Pagain alongside me, lip reading what the referee is saying, but there is tension here. But you can see a clenched fist of Igor Tudor was the preface to that. The offside decision, Tonali's goal doesn't count, and Milan thought they had scored early here. Instead, Tonali fractionally the wrong side of the last defender.
Of course, I think just inches, you know, just a few centimeters, not more than that. But the run by Tonali was good. The position was the timing, and also what he think in that situation was good. They were prepared by Pioli. for sure, and that creates problem to Verona.
Now Giroud gives chase. He's too quick for Gunter. Giroud tried to backheel it into the path of Rafael Leao. The idea was right, slightly miscued by the Frenchman. Simeone dispossessed by Tomori, who then won the header as well. Giroud gets in ahead of Casale. Milan first to every ball. Kessié. Calabria. Tonali once again making that run. Calabria, Tonali, Calabria, wonderful football! And Montipò kicks it behind. Brilliant 1-2. And this time they were close again.
It seemed that Milan wanted this more. Give and go by Calabria, that's too easy for him arriving inside the box. But anyway, it's Milan that wanted the result more than Verona. So they are playing better and with more strength and the different mentality. The approach of the game is good.
Krunic takes the corner, headed away by Ilic. Calabria, an academy product, now captain of Milan. Tonali, a boyhood Rossoneri supporter. Salamakers with the ball in. Giroud. Lazovic will watch it into touch. It is a Verona throw, but they're under the cosh here.
This is a match that Milan have to play with the head, you know, with the brain. And they have to think what they're doing. They do not have to lose shape, and also they do not have to lose their balance, because it's very dangerous. They are playing very high, 1 against 1, so it could be dangerous, and they have to maintain the balance, as we see.
Once again, that long ball forward from Maignan. It's been such a useful tactic for the Rossoneri this season. We've seen him tee up Rafael Leao. This time it was Tonali, but his right leg was offside, and it was such fine margins. And will that be a moment Milan live to regret when they look back at the end of this incredible season, and not just for the title race either. The battle to stay in Serie A took another twist earlier on. That crazy draw between Salernitana and Cagliari. Venezia 1-2. Krunic. Here's Rafael Leao. Was he blocked off there by Faraoni? Daniele Doveri says no foul. Faraoni said to the Portuguese winger, get to your feet.
Yes, because he read well that situation. He moved just a little bit forward and in front of Leao just to stop him with his shoulder. 50-50, and a good choice by Faraoni in that situation.
Salamakers with the flick on. Giroud for Krunic. Now it's Rafael Leao. He's got half a yard to deliver. Tameze has to put it behind. We haven't seen Milan attack with this ferocity, this intensity in recent weeks.
Yeah, of course, but they are doing very well, especially because Verona, as we know, decided to play 1v1 all around the pitch. But, you know, Milan have quality in a single player, so it will be not so easy, especially in Leao, that 1v1 could be very, very dangerous.
Theo Hernandez with the corner. Giroud's header didn't get the power on it, and you can see from his reaction how frustrated he is. Barak was having a brilliant season, linked with Napoli, amongst others. Stefano Pioli was asked about him in his press conference. There was a comparison made to Sergej Milinkovic-Savic, who's a lot taller and more powerful than Barak, but Pioli clearly rates the Czech Republic international, said he's skillful and physical. Theo Hernandez, Krunic. Milan have felt they've been defying the odds all season long. Stefano Pioli unhappy that they're not getting the credit he feels they deserve. Rafael Leao has lost it. Simeone. Now it's Barak. Faraoni with teammates waiting in the box. Caprari! It's narrowly off target. I think Maignan had it covered at his near post.
Oh, well done. A good piece of play by Verona here. There were 3 against 3 inside the box, and Caprari did well. He moved just in front of Calabria and tried to shot on goal on the near post.
Verona do carry a thread. Milan will be well aware of that. They've scored 61 times, as Massimo Pagain mentioned earlier on. The same number in the goals for tally as Milan, who now boast the best backline in Serie A after Inter conceded a couple against Empoli. 30 goals against for Milan, 31 for Inter and Napoli. Giroud, he was caught from behind by Günther, who didn't need to try and make that challenge. A quarter of the game has been and gone now. And as things stand, Milan are moving level on points with Inter. They would be top by virtue of their better head-to-head record. But they're determined to win this match tonight, not leave anything to chance, with a tricky trip to Reggio Emilia to come on the final day of the season, and the visit of Atalanta to San Siro before that. Inter, meanwhile, have two sides that are still under the threat of relegation, particularly Cagliari. That's where they go next, and then they host Sampdoria at the Meazza on the final day of the season. Rafael Leao wandering inside. Still Rafael Leao. Giroud was waiting. Barak for Caprari. Now it's Simeone. Verona's front three combining. Tamise. Faraoni made to hurry. But the ball reaches Ceccherini. Caprari. Lazovic. Ilic calling for it. Instead it's Tamise. Nice build-up from Verona. And here's a chance for Simeone. Mignon dealt with it easily. The flag goes up.
With his weaker foot, he tried to drive the ball inside this movement. I don't think that Simeone was offside, but I don't know. We didn't see from that viewing. With his weaker foot, tried to shot on the near post. Mignon was there, but you know, we see a dangerous situation for Milan, because he moved very well just in front of the defense, and he will see again fouled by Giroud.
A late challenge from Giroud on Davide Faraoni. When Igor Tudor was asked about La Fatale Verona, those two precedents of Verona denying Milan the Scudetto, he said, how could I have missed it this season? It's been everywhere you look. Curiously, in 1973, it was the final day of the season. In 1990, it was the penultimate round of the season. And this evening, it's the third from final game. Who knows if there's not some superstitious symmetry in that for Milan. Another look at Krunic's header, which Montipod dealt with well. Ibrahimovic, no doubt, frustrated he can't contribute tonight. At least not from the start. Milan have got close through Krunic and Calabria. They've had the ball in the net through Tonali, but it was ruled out for offside. Mignon, it's a lovely throw for Theo Hernandez. Still Theo Hernandez. Was he caught late? Ceccherini comes away with it. Caprari in support. Calabria played the ball. Salamakers. Here's Krunic. Time and space for him. Rade Krunic! And it wasn't far away.
And Verona is not in balance, as we say. Ceccherini come out with the ball, but nobody was there, just in front of the defense, and Krunic had time enough and space to shot on goal with his right foot. He tried to cross the ball on the far post, but too high. Again, another great chance for Milan, that have a break in the middle and try to, you know, move the ball and attack the space with Krunic again, that have the second chance of his match.
The Bosnian has clearly been impressing Stefano Pioli in training. It seems to be the right selection. He's been very lively in the opening 27 minutes. Milan did spurn plenty of opportunities against Fiorentina before winning it late through Rafael Leao. Pioli has said they've got the fitness levels to score at any time, and they are determined to play for 90+ minutes. Krunic. Theo Hernandez. Kessier teasing it in. Giroud is there. Up and away by Lazovic. That's Calabria. And still, Salamakers. It breaks for Salamakers, and Milan are shooting at will here.
And again, Verona didn't pay attention in that situation. Barak and Caprari were there, but behind them there were no midfield player that can, have a tackle or try to come out and stop that shot from to the goal by Salamakers. Again, with his weaker foot, but again a good chance for Milan to shot from outside the box.
Milan pressing well, and this has been anything but a cagey end of season match. Yes, the stakes are high, but Milan are determined to try and win this Scudetto, to go out on the front foot and win the matches they need to. Calabria was caught by Lazovic. Decision given by the assistant on this near side.
Well done by Salamakers, and then Calabria received this ball. But they are very lively. They know what they have to do. They have a great confidence. So you can feel that when you watch the match, the game, and this is very important for Milan. They spend these first 30 minutes in the half of Verona, and they concede nothing.
And sooner or later, this pressure might well tell. Yes, they've had the ball in the net, albeit it didn't count. Montipò has had to intervene on a couple of occasions. Milan look more dangerous than they have done in recent weeks. They're so close to the finish line. Krunic with the set piece. Rafael Leão just unable to control. It was slightly too high for Theo Hernandez initially. Rafael Leão winning another corner. They're mounting up. Junior Messias and Fode Balotore warming up for the visitors. Theo Hernandez takes the corner, cleared away by Caprari. Montipò immediately with the cry of Sali, push up, clip forward by Calabria. Giroud with the flick on. Rafael Leão couldn't get there because Casale defended it well. Very highly rated Nicolò Casale, a product of Verona's youth system. He was promoted with Empoli last season in Serie B, that impressive side under Alessio Dionisi. He's another who's being talked about for a potential move away. There's also speculation as to whether Atalanta might come and pinch Verona's sporting director, Tony D'Amico, until his future is settled. We won't know too much about Verona's transfer dealings. Tomori had to hurry there after Theo Hernandez had lost his footing. Barak, boxed in by Kessier. Ilic. Salamakers now trying to find Giroud. Well in, Federico Ceccherini. This is Caprari. Barak. Tameze. Kessier hauled Caprari to the ground. Verona free kick in a promising position.
It seems that Verona can take a breath, and they just try to arrive close to the box of Milan, and they're doing well in that situation. They manage the ball, they try to create something, because until now it's just Milan that play the match.
Maignan hasn't had a meaningful save to make thus far, but that doesn't take anything away from just what a threat Verona can be. They put Lazio to the sword here. They brushed aside Roma in Igor Tudor's first match in charge. Ilic with the set piece, and Maignan made sure it went over the bar. Ivan Ilic playing plenty this season, particularly given Miguel Veloso's struggles with injury. Kalulu, the revelation of the season, not just for Milan, but in Serie A as a whole. Ilic under pressure from Tonali, and the assistant gave it. There was a nudge in the back.
We saw again that Sandro Tonali play very high because he stretched Ilic, and he will give him Tonali have the possibility to play in the same line of the defense, you know, and Ilic have to come back and play on the same line, and we can see that he's very dangerous because he's the last man.
That is the benefit of playing Krunic. He can drop in to fill in for Tonali when he pushes forward. Simeone holding it up well. Barak beaten to it by Kessié. Tomori. Towering header from Ceccherini, and now Faraoni comes to life. Just too much on the header. Really good travelling support from Milan. They know how close they are to witnessing history here. No foul by Gunther on Giroud. Tamize. Caprari. Back for Tamize. Faraoni makes the forward run. Faraoni's cross. Simeone attacked it. Caprari. Ilic. Now Lazovic. He's got half a yard to deliver. Once again, the final ball not up to standard.
Not accurate enough, that ball inside the box, and especially nobody attack the far post. It's very important that the players decided where to attack, near post, in the middle, and then the far post. It's very important, you know, take the right position to receive that cross.
Forward by Kalulu. Giroud with the flick on. Krunic. Tamize played the ball, and now he's found Antonin Barak. Simeone now with a chance to shoot, and he hits the side netting. Half the ground thought it was in.
Absolutely perfect, that movement. You would see the break by Tamize to Krunic, and then he passed this ball, and Barak gave a great ball. Tried on the near post, not easy because Maignan was there, but it was the only chance for him because in front of him there were Tomori.
Nonetheless, a scare for Milan, a reminder that Verona are a force to be reckoned with, not that they'll be underestimating the Giallo-Blu. Kessié wanted a free kick, play on, Simeone. Caprari now, his touch was loose. Tomori wanted his goalkeeper to come and get it. Instead, it's into touch. And now a problem for Franck Kessié. Only 2 more matches remaining after this one for the Ivorian. He is leaving the club. Barcelona, his reported next destination. We shouldn't be surprised by the form of Milan in this match, on their travels in general. The best away record in Serie A, 12 wins from 17 matches, 4 draws. They've only lost once in Florence. Kalulu. Sliced away by Ceccherini. Ilic once again dealing with Tonali. He seems to be the man tasked with keeping an eye on the Milan number 8. The Verona supporters would love to spoil Milan's potential party. Spoke to a journalist before the game who covers Zella, said non c'è due senza tre, 3 is the magic number, having denied the Rossoneri the title twice in the past. They would love to make it a hat-trick. Barak, good close control. Kessié got a toe to the ball. Tamize. Piercing ball through from Ilic. Caprari now releasing Lazovic. He can cut it back. There's surely a goal. Faraoni with the opener. Put on a plate by Lazovic. One winger to another. And Verona have the lead, and Inter have the advantage in the title race.
But a great piece of play by Verona in this situation. Caprari received that ball in between the lines, and when he received the ball, waited just enough for the overlap. He will see again, because Milan was asking for the handball, but it was for first Kessie that touched the ball with the hand, and he will see he receiving the between the lines, waiting for the run of Lazovic. Tomori was just a little bit back of the line, not in the same line, and on the far post arrived there Faraoni with the right timing, but a perfect cross by Lazovic.
Is Verona going to be fatal again for Milan? Davide Faraoni, who stopped Napoli from qualifying for the Champions League last season, might well have stopped Milan from winning the Scudetto here. They trail at the Bentegodi. They are checking the goal now, presumably for that handball you mentioned, Massimo. Stefano Pioli inquiring with Giovanni Airoldi, but the goal stands. The captain has it, and Milan will have to come from behind, just as they did in the reverse fixture.
We said that Milan have to maintain the balance. There were too much distances between the defense line and the midfield, and when the ball passed through Sandro Tonali, nobody was there. Caprari just can't receive the ball and try to give the last pass, a key pass to Lazovic. That did a great cross, of course, but you know, as we said, they have to play with their heads. Do not try to win immediately the match, but stay on the match. This is very important.
Kessie for Salamakers. Now it's Giroud, control. Milan conceding shortly before the break. It will be a tough one to take, that. A real blow. Kalulu. Krunic. Kessie. Giroud. Slightly behind Rafael Leao. Tameze cleared it, no foul on him. Milan looking to respond immediately. Salamakers for Rafael Leao. Nearly reached Krunic. It does reach Calabria. Get it away. It was Gunter in the way. Teo Hernandez, he lost his footing, and then as he slipped, he had to bring down Simeone.
We didn't see him a lot during this first half, you know, just sometimes, but he will see he's left on the pitch, but they didn't involve him in you know, when they have to create something. They prefer to play on the right side, or try to find Leao that with one against one try to cross this ball inside the box. But in this first half, Milan play especially on the right side, not on the left, that I think is the strongest side that they have.
Tameze for Ilic. Caprari's done well, but he jumped into Tonali. Milan mustn't panic. Empoli were 2-0 up against Inter, albeit the Nerazzurri were already level come half-time. Milan are trailing going into the break. They've got 3.5 minutes to change things. Toss long by Maignan. Salamakers. Away by Tameze. Salamakers has gone down. Ceccherini, the man who challenged him, and Kessie saying, why isn't that a free kick? Davide Faraoni, so good in the air. That wasn't a difficult header because of his run and the quality of the cross from Lazovic.
At the right timing, he was in the right place with the right timing, and it was easy for him to head that ball on goal. But it was the timing that he decided to use to attack the space that made the difference.
Teo Hernandez. Krunic. Tracked well by Tameze. So no clean sheet tonight for Milan. Now Davide Faraoni joining Ciro Immobile, the only two players to have scored against the Rossoneri in their last 9 league matches. It is a telling goal in the title race. Salamakers, Kessier, Calabria, Tonali, he was caught by Ilic. Milan have a free kick. Kalulu. Rafael Leao now wandering inside, trying to get on the ball and impact the game. Salamakers, Calabria, Kessier, Salamakers, clever swivel from him. Alexis Salamakers wins another corner.
Just a little bit in a hurry, the wrong choice for me. Just try to shot on goal. There were Theo Hernandez on his left that moved in the space, and he was alone in that situation. So Salamaker has to pay attention. Take just a little bit more time to take a decision.
Theo Hernandez with the set piece. Montipò claws it away. Caprari, calmly done. Kalulu too quick for Barak. There will be a bit of added time. We had that goal for Tonali chalked off for offside. Theo Hernandez, Giroud looking for Theo Hernandez. It was an ambitious pass.
Of course, Theo Hernandez moved well because he attacked the space and give the chance to Giroud to give the ball on a side, you know, and that's very important because that pass was read from the defender, so it wasn't easy to do it, and especially as we saw, were read by Montipò and the defender of Verona.
Headed away by Krunic. Faraoni. Now it's Simeone. Stepping away from Tomori, who showed the pace to get back. Kessier. Theo Hernandez. That's a yellow card for Faraoni, and now Theo Hernandez has reacted. Yellow cards for both players. Faraoni, having got the goal, has already been booked for the challenge. Now Rafael Leao has had his name taken. What does Faraoni have to do to get a second yellow card, Massimo?
Yes, of course, but not clever by Leao, you know. You have to stop here. This is a foul, and he deserved the yellow card. Then AC Milan's player have to stay calm. As I said, he's finished the first half. They have just to calm down, take a deep breath, and just start to thinking what they have to do in the second half. It's very important because if the games become very nervous, it's not an advantage for them.
Faraoni was one of those players booking away from suspension. Barak, Ceccherini and Tameze the other one, so he will miss the game that the Verona fans are looking forward to, the return of Ivan Juric here this time next week. We're into 3 added minutes at the end of the first half. Giroud's flick on, Rafael Leao. Tonali couldn't get in ahead of Tameze, who's had an excellent first half. Man who plays every single game for Hellas Verona. Kalulu. Too strong for Caprari. Pierre Kalulu. Now he's lost it. Faraoni. Caprari urged forward by the home crowd. Still Caprari. Ceccherini. Caprari needs to be careful. He's giving it away to Krunic. Tomori releasing Rafael Leao. There is time for one last Milan attack. Rafael Leao away from Casale. Can he pick out a teammate? He can! And this time Tonali does score. Milan will go in level at the break. The genius of Rafael Leao and the desire of Tonali. His earlier goal disallowed for offside, and this one is all important. It's the equaliser.
Yeah, this ball lost by Caprari, at the end of the first half, and here we see again first ball to Leao. They did a great 1-against-1 here with Casale in the last 5 meters of the pitch, and he waited. That's make the difference. The time that he waited here, and see inside the box, the 6-yard box where his mate were, and he put the perfect ball inside, and there Sandro Tonali was there.
Milan, just like Inter did on Friday night, trailed, but right on the stroke of half-time, they have cancelled out the opponent's advantage. They could have gone in 1-0 down after that goal from Davide Faraoni, but with the last kick of the first half, Sandro Tonali with another big goal in the title race. A pulsating match at the Bentegodi. It couldn't have been any other way. The Rossoneri fans now in good voice. Half-time score at the Bentegodi. Hellas Verona 1, Milan 1.
What is it? It is passion and style, heritage and diversity, creativity and innovation. Italy is simply extraordinary, be it.
Milan were the league leaders coming into this weekend, 2 points clear of Inter. The Nerazzurri beat Empoli by 4-2 on Friday night to leapfrog the Rossoneri. And as things stand, they're being held here at the Bentegodi, scene of 2 titles spurned in the past. Davide Faraoni, once of Inter, scored the opening goal for the Giallo-Blu to shock Milan, but to their credit, they responded before the break, which will have made his half-time team talk that much easier. Faraoni's opener coming on 38 minutes, Tonali's equaliser 10 minutes after that, with the final kick of the first half, after he had previously had the ball in the net with the scoreline at 0-0. The Rossoneri need 7 points from their final 3 matches to be champions, whatever happens in Inter's games. As things stand, Massimo Pagain, they are dropping 2 points here. Can they go on and get a winner? That's the big question.
I don't know. You know, it's not so easy. We saw that it's not an easy game. Milan was in control of the match until Verona scored that goal. They did well because they create the goal. They create themselves the opportunity to score. So it means that Verona is a dangerous team. Milan do not, as I said, lose the balance. They have to stay in control of the match, of course, but they have to stay in the match, especially with their mind.
The psychological element so important at this stage of the season, something that Stefano Pioli has frequently referred to when addressing the media. It's all about his players' self-belief now, their determination, desire, whether they really see themselves as Italian champions. Inter certainly do. They're the ones that wear the crown. And now immediately Verona on the front foot at the start of this second half. Tameze made it clear by Tomori. Tameze again. Caprari. Faraoni. Tameze. Nice crisp passing. Faraoni's cross away by Calabria. Ceccherini. Giroud with the work rate. Now Salamakers dispossessed by Ceccherini. Ilic. Tameze. Verona not lying down. Faraoni. Barak. There was he and Caprari on target in the victory at Cagliari last time out. Caprari's got 2 in his last 2 matches. If there's one thing that Verona boast, it is a source of goals in their side. Stefano Pioli boasts a 1.52 points per game record in Serie A. It's 0.01 less than Igor Tudor, albeit Tudor's only taken charge of 57 matches before tonight. Pioli over 400 in the Italian top flight. And his recent record has been outstanding, 2.19 points per game post-lockdown. That's how good Milan have been, along with Inter, the outstanding team for the last 18 months. There's Maurizio Setti, the Verona president, rarely seen without a cigar. Kessie. Tomori. Rafael Leao. Krunic with the flick for Theo Hernandez. Tameze has had an excellent game. It was he keeping tabs on Theo Hernandez there. Gianluca Caprari. Tameze releasing Lazovic, always a willing runner. Lazovic, who provided the opener, he's done well here. Darko Lazovic. That's a corner. Calabria couldn't keep it in play, but once again, Lazovic causing problems.
Yes, of course. It was the same play that Milan did on the finish of the first half, with the Leao, and they scored a goal. They say exactly the same. 1 against 1 with the wing back Lazovic against Calabria. He arrived inside the box. He couldn't give that ball inside, and Calabria did well because he defended, and now he's a corner for Verona.
Caprari sends in the corner. It hit Faraoni, didn't know too much about it. Salamakers, Tonali ahead of him. Milan on the counter. Rafael Leao He's hard to catch. Barak getting back. Rafael Leao stretching his legs. The angle's tight. And there's Tonali again. Rafael Leao to Sandro Tonali. Could that be the Scudetto winning combination for Milan? Late on in the first half, early on in the second. And the Rossoneri have turned it around against Verona, just like they did in the reverse fixture.
The perfect counter-attack. This ball arrived to Leao that, as we say in the first half, it's impossible to mark him one against one, especially when he had a lot of space. There were Barak, but he couldn't, mark him. He will see again. He stopped and he started again. Too much. And fantastic run by Sandro Tonali that ran for 70 meters more or less to following that action, and he arrived on the far post, and too easy for him, but a great run and a great goal for him. What to say? Milan arrived immediately after 5 minutes to score this goal. They are waiting, I don't know for what, we have just to wait a little bit.
Sandro Tonali, not known for his goal output. He has been encouraged by Stefano Pioli to chip in more, and boy is he doing so. An added time winner at Lazio, an added time equaliser here at the end of the first half at the Pentagon. He's now got the go-ahead goal for Milan. He's taken his tally to 6 in Serie A. Just a couple of weeks ago he had half that number. Tonali, clearly the man for the big occasion, and he could yet be emblematic of a 19th league title for Milan. And Massimo, he was inches away from having a hat-trick tonight.
Of course, we have just to wait because the match is not finished, but as we said, he's the best man on the pitch for Milan, for sure. The best man on the pitch, not just for Milan, but I think for the 22 players on the pitch.
What can you say about Rafael Leao? Just as Lautaro Martinez stepped up for Inter with a couple of goals against Empoli, so too Rafael Leao with 2 assists here. It's not just the searing pace, it's the way he glides across the turf, and the end product too. Tonali getting forward because he sensed an opportunity. And Verona, yes, they're very good going forward, Massimo, but they do leave plenty of space defensively.
Of course, we said that Verona have nothing to lose, so they are playing this match trying to do their best. But when you give too much space to Milan, as they did, it's very, very dangerous. We saw that in a counter-attack, Milan can create a lot of opportunity with Leao, that when he attacked the space, it's impossible to mark him. And Barak is one of the fastest men for Verona.
Teo Hernandez. Milan now seeking a third. They don't want to sit on this advantage. Verona will still get opportunities. Don't be fooled in thinking this match is done yet. And nor is the title race over. Even if Milan were to win tonight, they'd still need 4 points from Atalanta and Sassuolo, provided, of course, Inter can see off Cagliari and Sampdoria. There are no guarantees in this title race. Serie A has had twists and turns all season long. Krunic, Giroud, just behind Rafael Leao. Faraoni, Barak. That came off Teo Hernandez last. Massimo spoke about how important it was for Milan to equalise before the break. We've seen that now with the way they've started the second half, because all the momentum was with them.
Yes, of course, that was the moment, because in that situation Verona didn't control and they lose the ball with Caprari, and Milan did very well because they create an opportunity and they scored that goal that was very, very important for them.
Rafael Leao once again wreaking havoc on this near side. Always plays football with a smile on his face, even more so when Milan are winning and heading to the top of the table. Much was made of the scheduling into playing on Friday to give them as much rest as possible ahead of Wednesday's Coppa Italia final against Juventus. Milan have had 48 hours to think about this match, knowing that they had been dislodged from the top of the table. Teo Hernandez, it's not been his best night, but now everything is falling into place for Milan. Rafael Leao. Did he get a nudge from Casale? They don't know how to stop him.
He's on fire at the moment. It's impossible to stop him. There were 2 against 1, and he can control the ball, protect the ball, and run. Maybe it wasn't a foul, this one, by Casale, but anyway, he's still the dangerous number 1, you know, the danger part number 1, because when he has the ball, he's unstoppable at the moment, especially when there is a lot of space behind the defense line. So the defender knew that, and they tried to run, but it's impossible to stop him, you know, when he runs to you with the ball.
Teo Hernandez with the free kick. Tomori got his head to it, but he couldn't direct it goalwards.
And it is very strange because in that lane, it means on the left lane of Milan, you know, Teo Hernandez is not playing, as you say, his best game. We didn't see him too much. He didn't create too much opportunity. He didn't push. So Leao, he's alone there. And if he has also Teo Hernandez on his side, would be better for Milan and create more danger.
Misjudged by Calabria, who's having a difficult evening at right back. Lazovic once again away from Calabria, this time no foul. We saw Alessandro Florenzi warming up. He's fit again after that knee surgery to repair his meniscus. Wonder whether Calabria, who is Milan's skipper, might be taken off, because Lazovic appears to have the better of that exchange. Ceccherini, now it's Faraoni. Opportunity knocks again for Hellas Verona. Tameze, Simeone. Tomori matching him, getting the block in. Barak. Back for Faraoni. Krunic made sure the cross didn't go any further. Anthony Barak. Faraoni. This time he finds the cross. Maignan wasn't sure, but did enough.
The ball was close to the target, and Maignan was just a little bit too close to the near post, and that ball arrived longer as he thought, maybe. That's why he had to deflect it on corner.
Simeone struggling. Caprari takes it short, gets it back from Lazovic. Krunic has had a very good game defensively. Caprari holding off Calabria. Then Tonali got the block in. Calabria clears it, but straight into touch. Difficult moment now for Milan. Having taken the lead, they have some defending to do. They are unbeaten in each of their last 6 against Hellas Verona. But this is Lazovic. Calabria played it against Salamakers. Another corner to the Giallo-Blu. Caprari kills it in, headed away by Tomori. This is Tameze. Niccolò Casale. One well by Kalulu. Ilic. Milan now being pinned back by the home side. Ilic. Lazovic. Caprari. Still Caprari. Tameze trying to set himself. And then he smashed it over the top.
Of course, well, we saw 2 Milan's players that come out from the penalty area and arrived to close their shot on goal by Tameze, that have to shot quickly, and he shot high.
Ante Rebic and Junior Messias as Stefano Pioli turns to his bench just before the hour mark. Presumably it will be Salamakers and Krunic, but we shall see, Massimo.
I think so. It was the first choice by Pioli that decided to use Salamakers and Krunic, as I say, to have a balance on the team. Now he can change the two players.
Giroud has won a free kick. It was Günther who hauled him to the ground. Rebic doesn't have a lot of energy in the tank. Injuries have stifled his progress, much like Ibrahimovic. But what he does have, Massimo, is pace and the ability to strike on the counter.
Of course, it's very important. It's very, very important, especially that situation, you know, where the ball come out from the defense line.
Kalulu given away to Barak. Now it's Lazovic. Caprari. Verona start again with Koray Günther. Searching ball for Lazovic, inch perfect. It's in towards Simeone, but it's too close to the goalkeeper. Tomori asking the assistant whether that didn't warrant an offside flag. When the ball goes out of play, Milan will be able to make their change. The rain coming down now at the Bentegodi. It's been a wet few days in northern Italy. Rafael Leao, once again, this is ominous for Verona. Rafael Leao tried to tee up a teammate. Giroud got there ahead of Pagain, but gave it straight to Farioni. And in his eagerness to release Caprari, he's overhit the pass. Rafael Leao slowing the tempo, getting a breather in. Now it's Theo Hernandez, if he can keep it in. He didn't manage it, and he's gone clattering into the hoardings. And here comes Milan's double change. Giroud, Olivier Giroud. So will Rebic go to centre forward, or will it be Rafael Leao?
It could be that, you know, it depends. Rebic or Leao is not a problem. They will move just between the lines, and they have to give to the Verona's defender something to think about.
And Salamakers for Junior Messias.
Of course. I don't know, he took off Giroud, but you know, the last 10 minutes Milan started to play with the long ball in the air, so they need a player that try to win that challenge with Günther or Ceccherini or Casale. So it was very important for AC Milan, the position of Giroud in the center of the attack.
Junior Messias for the first time looking for Tonali. It nearly reached Rebic. It is a curious choice now that Milan don't have that option of going long for someone to hold it up. They do have more pace on the pitch. Günther. Junior Messias, incidentally, who missed the reverse fixture through injury. So too did Mike Maignan. That was the first of 9 matches in all competitions when he was out with that wrist problem. Farioni. Tameze getting away from Krunic, but he's got no one in support for the moment. Tameze, that's a fine pass. Simeone, there was Kalulu. Great challenge from the Frenchman, and here come Milan again. Pierre Kalulu, Rafael Leao, wandering infield. Kessié, a chance to shoot. Blocked well by Günther. And Milan will continue to get more and more opportunities now as Verona go in search of an equaliser. They only know one way to play, Hellas Verona. Previously under Ivan Juric, it was man against man all over the pitch. The same is true now they're under Igor Tudor. Kessié, Calabria, Junior Messias. Rafael Leao wanted to give and go. Instead it's Rebic. Rafael Leao is onside. Rafael Leao nearly caught out. Montipo at his near post. Good reflexes from the keeper.
Now it seems that Verona is really tired, you know, and I know that he's not finished yet the match, but he's giving too much time and space to AC Milan players, especially in this situation inside the box. Has plenty of time, Leao, to do whatever he wants.
And it was very nearly a repeat of that goal he scored against Fiorentina. The disguise, sending it in towards the near post. This one was even more difficult for Montipo because there was a deflection. Faraoni saying he's okay to continue. Tonali, as things stand, is going to be the match winner. Here was the second goal.
Here we see again Salamakers that give the ball, this ball, and we see Sandro Tonali on the left, you know, on the screen that arrived there. He was there. He waiting until the end, and he was there. You know, he was waiting for Leao, and Leao did a great job, as I said. 60 meters of run with the ball, and nobody can catch him.
Fabio De Paoli has replaced the goalscorer Davide Faraoni, and Martin Ongla on for Niccolò Casale. And the most exciting thing for Milan supporters will be just how many young players there are in this squad. Rafael Leao is a 99, Tonali born in the year 2000. We are going to see Benacer very shortly. Rafael Leao trying to test Tamizer. I think Tamizer's gone to centre-back, Massimo, with Casale taken off.
Yes, he can play, you know, in that position too, and Ongla will play in the midfield, and Tamizer will play as a centre-back, right centre-back.
Junior Messias. This is Rebic. Back for Junior Messias. Was he fouled by Ceccherini? The referee not interested. Kalulu's header, not the best. Caprari. Clipped by Tonali. Lazovic. Clever disguise on the pass. Barak. De Paoli waits in the box, so too Simeone. And Lazovic's touch too heavy. Ismail Benacer on for Rade Krunic. Not a bad shift for someone who made their first league start since January, Krunic.
No, of course, he did well, as all the team, you know, your performance could be very good, especially if the team is playing good, what Milan did tonight. Now we see which position will take Benacer. He will take the same position of Krunic, so it means that Sandro Tonali and Kessi remain in front of the defense, and Benacer will play in between the lines.
De Paoli's header wasn't the best. Rafael Leao just about dispossessed there by Gunter. Still a quarter of the match remaining, plenty of time for Verona to go and grab an equaliser. And still time for the Zlatan Ibrahimovic cameo. Rebic letting the ball do the work. Benacer. Junior Messias, 3 substitutes combining. Kalulu. Tomori. Tonali. It's given away to Ongla. Stefano Pioli unhappy. Ongla's ball forward. Dealt with by Kalulu. Tonali had more time than he realised. Ceccherini. Lazovic, the man who's taken the armband since Faraoni went off. Barak. Caprari, relatively quiet this evening given the season he's been having. The same is true of Simeone. 16 goals, but only 4 since the turn of the year, and they came in 2 matches. That hat-trick in the derby against Venezia, plus a goal against his former club, Genoa. Benacer has been penalised. Tamize. Rafael Leao slipped in his attempts to track the runner. Ilic. Lazovic. Can he find space for the cross? He bumped into Calabria. And that's a foul by Ilic, and one which prompts a yellow card too for Ivan Ilic. He joins Faraoni in the book. Massimo, for large periods of this season, it looked like no team wanted to win the title. Napoli were top and then they slipped up. Milan were top and they slipped up. Inter had the Scudetto in their grasp but they dropped points. And yet now, when the pressure's really on, it looks like Inter and Milan have found that way of winning week in, week out.
Yes, of course, they did it. They did it. And it seems that Milan take this a little advantage and try to use it. You know, this is very important, and they showed that on the pitch tonight, because they started, the approach of the match was good for Milan, and they deserve to be in front until now. But Inter did well too. Of course, they missed their chances to be in front, and that's why Milan is here and is leading the league actually.
Here comes the pace of Lasagna, straight swap for Giovanni Simeone. Milan have certainly made the most of their opportunity after Inter lost that game in hand at Bologna. Simeone quiet tonight, but Lasagna can be a threat.
It could be, of course, he's faster than Simeone. His left foot will play in centre, of course, in the same position as Simeone did, but at different qualities, of course. Simeone is more stronger, preferred to play with his back to the target, defend the ball, and try to give the opportunity to the team to come up. Lasagna preferred to attack the space behind the defense line.
Benacer has only just come on, but he's fired up right from the word go, being told to calm down by Daniele Doveri, who had previously taken charge of 3 Verona matches this season, 3 Milan encounters. All of the Milan matches ended in draws. 1-1 against Juventus, 1-1 in the first derby of the season, goalless at Torino. 2 draws in the 3 Hellas Verona matches, plus their defeat here to Napoli. Lazovic, there goes Lasagna, only Tomori with him. Lasagna's ball in, Tomori puts it behind. It's been another impressive display from him tonight.
Yes, of course, but as I said, all Milan's team did well, except maybe we didn't see too much Matteo Hernandez. I say it for you know, the third, the fourth time, but it's really the players that Milan missed tonight. But anyway, all of them did a great match until now. And indeed they are in advantage.
Caprari with the corner, Barak was waiting, Tomori got in front of him. This is Lazovic. Tamize, allowed to carry the ball a long way. That's ambitious from Ceccherini. And now Caprari, he can curl it. Well blocked. Kalulu in the way. Still there for Verona. They're not lying down. Ilic, Tamize. Online support. Here he is now. Ivan Ilic. And Rebic will go and close down the goalkeeper. Barak with the flick on. Calabria wanted too long. And Lasagna very nearly got away from him there.
Milan have to pay attention. If they play with the defense very high, Lasagna could be very dangerous because when he attacked the space, he could be like Leao, unstoppable in the space. He's very fast.
Rebic, Benacer, easily away from Tamezer. This is Rafael Leao. Fine challenge coming in to dispossess him. Lazovic. Lasagna interested. Lazovic once again, easily away from Calabria. Lazovic, dealt with by Kalulu. Ceccherini. Lazovic, Ceccherini once more. Lazovic again. It's his ball in. Lasagna's header, and it was not far away at all.
But not easy. Just try to flick this ball, but impossible to give direction and power to that ball. And also Maignan was there.
Disappointment for Ivan Juric, he said, for Igor Tudor, I should say. I'm going back in time with Hellas Verona. Juric will be back here next week. Igor Tudor said it's an important game for them and therefore for us by extension. And to Verona's credit, they have really made a match of it tonight against Milan, just as Empoli did against Inter. It's been a superb Serie A season. You never know what you're going to get. Venezia with that last gasp winner against Bologna earlier on to keep their hopes alive. Cagliari with a penalty in the 99th minute in Salerno to grab a point. Another wonderful weekend in the Italian top flight, and we still have 2 weekends to go. Headed away by Ceccherini. Lazovic. Ceccherini, Lazovic again. Calmly done by Kalulu. Tonali. It's the two fullbacks really tonight, Massimo, that have struggled most for Milan. Theo Hernandez hasn't been seen as an attacking force. Calabria unusually struggling defensively.
Yes, of course. As I said, he did well. We didn't mention it too much, Theo Hernandez, because Milan decided to attack, especially when they built up from the back, from the right side. And when they have to attack in the last third of the pitch, they prefer the left side. Indeed, Leao received that ball that permitted the Milan to equalize, and then again with the Leao in the second goal, you know, and it's very important. Maybe he's not so fit tonight, Theo Hernandez, we don't know that, but anyway, Verona too didn't attack too much on the right side, on the left side in the defense of Milan. So we didn't know what happened to Theo Hernandez, but anyway, Milan is in front anyway.
You mentioned fitness there. It was Ceccherini down with a bit of cramp. He's hobbling awkwardly now. Still 12 minutes plus added time remaining. Theo Hernandez has given Tomori a problem, and now it's Caprari. Lasagna to his left. Caprari goes himself, and Tomori, to his credit, made up for his earlier slip. De Pauli. That's a shove on Theo Hernandez.
We mentioned it here, him just a few seconds before, and he did that mistakes that can create to AC Milan some problems.
The way this evening has gone, you sense Verona will have at least one more meaningful opportunity, if not more than that. They are going to send on Boško Šutalo shortly, presumably for Ceccherini, who had the cramp. Šutalo is a centre-back, Croatia under-21 international. Confirmation, Ceccherini not able to soldier on, Šutalo on in his stead.
Nothing will change in the system, a defender for another defender.
Long from Maignan, won by Ilic, Benasser, Tonali, and now Junior Messias, unable to get away from Schutelot. Positive first touch from the Verona man, and a good second one too, but Calabria's won it back! And Montiport tried to hold it, he got lucky there.
Yes, he didn't try to stop that ball, he just deflected that ball, but here Calabria that read perfectly that situation. We see, just tried to catch, maybe was wrong, what I suppose, but he deflected the ball over the bar.
Montiport got just enough purchase on it to send it over the bar, else he would have had egg on his face. Milan seeking a third goal to breathe a sigh of relief. Benasser with the corner, Rebic waits, headed away by Schutelot. Caprari now. Did he get a nudge from Theo Hernandez? It's another cheap free kick the way of Hellas Verona, but one that Milan are content to take. Tactical foul to stop the counter. Verona with 2 matches remaining, like everyone else in Serie A. Torino come here next weekend, and then they will go to the capital to face Maurizio Sarri's Lazio side on the final weekend. Rafael Leao was caught there, much to the dismay of Igor Tudor. Doesn't agree with the decision, and it is Zlatan time from the looks of things. Who knows if he has space for another tattoo if Milan do go on to win the title. Theo Hernandez takes the free kick. Away by Schutelot, but straight to Rebic. Lovely nutmeg, but then he couldn't step away from Gunther. Now Lasagna with that searing pace. Surrounded by 3 white shirts. Lasagna is away from Theo Hernandez. De Pauli can deliver. Good ball in as well. Back came Pierre Kalulu, corner to the home side.
What a job by Lasagna that defended that ball against 3 men and then gave the ball in the space to De Pauli and tried to cross the box. Nobody was there, but anyway, as we said, Lasagna is still dangerous because when he can attack the space, he can be very dangerous.
Caprari takes the corner, and a free header there for Gunther. He couldn't keep it down.
Jump well, and he can't give enough power, that direction, not power, direction to that ball that maybe was just a little bit too high for him. But anyway, a good chance here for Verona. Well crosses by Caprari inside the box.
Really strong finish to the match from Hellas Verona. They are picking up on how much nervous energy there still is for Milan. Florenzi joining Ibrahimovic, 2 experienced campaigners to try and make sure of maximum points here. But it is tense, it is tetchy. Lasagna couldn't make it sting. Benasser's lost it to Ongla. Lasagna, Caprari, Schutelot, Lazovic. Ongla, he's lost it to Rebic. Here come Milan in transition again. Rebic for Rafael Leao. Well played, Tamizer. De Pauli. The Milan subs will feel powerless as Verona come forward in search of an equaliser again. Florenzi and Ibrahimovic kicking every ball there along with their teammates. Caprari, Schutelot, Barak. And Caprari couldn't quite stretch. Rafael Leao will come off for Zlatan Ibrahimovic, so Rebic will pull wide. And Ibrahimovic will go to centre forward. And it's Florenzi for Calabria. Florenzi's return after that meniscus problem. Keyhole surgery has got him back in good time, just as it did with Tomori earlier on in the season. Calabria passes on the armband. And two very experienced players now on.
Yes, of course. I think that Leao and Calabria were very tired. You know, they spent a lot of energy, especially Leao, and they deserve the centre forward as Ibrahimovic. They have to keep the ball, especially with the long ball in the air. They try to keep the time and the team to come up from the back.
Tonali has played it straight into touch. Milan no longer the attacking force they were at the start of the second half. It's only natural they've dropped a bit deeper with the stakes so high. As things stand, they are successfully responding to Inter's win on Friday night. Lazovic, Ilic, Ongla. De Pauli couldn't keep it in play.
Not a great impact by Ongla. Didn't play too much ball, but as we see in the last, he gave the opportunity to create from the back to his team.
Teo Hernandez. Tonali did well to control it. It wasn't the easiest ball to deal with. Cleared away by Maignan. Too high for Ibrahimovic. Benacer. Now it's Ibrahimovic. Kessié. Florenzi for the first time. Junior Messias. Florenzi again. Opportunity. Knocks! Fit again. Firing for Milan. He came on to sew up the points, but no one expected that. His job was a defensive one, but a brilliant give and go and a thumping finish from Florenzi means Milan will surely triumph at the Bentegodi.
A perfect finishing, but he creates that situation. He filled the space, give and go, and nobody was there. And he will see again, he started from the half, you know, and he see the space, he saw the space, attacked the space, and a great goal because it arrived from the corner of the box and on the far post. Perfect shot with his right foot by Florenzi, nothing to do for Montipo.
Alessandro Florenzi, who started his career in a much more advanced role for Roma. He has spent the latter years at right back, but he still possesses that in his locker. It is only his second goal for Milan. He scored a free kick away at Empoli, the final game of 2021. He scored a crucial third here, moments after coming off the bench, to make absolutely sure of a precious victory here for Milan. They are heading for 13 wins from 18 away matches, 43 points from a possible 54. It is not as good as their efforts last season, but it is the bedrock of this title challenge. Now, can Verona respond? Ongla for Lasagna. There was Kalulu. He's played it straight to Barak. Barak holding off Rebic, but not Kessié. Goal kick. Stefano Pioli bristled at the suggestion that Milan were the best of a bad bunch when that was written about his Rossoneri side after their late win at Lazio. They are fired by a sense of injustice. They are determined to prove people wrong. Barak, Caprari, De Pauli, Caprari. Benacer's won it back, then lost his footing. Benacer. Verona throw. Ongla, surrounded by white shirts. Kessier. And he was shoved over there. Helped to his feet by Igor Tudor. There was a shove from De Pauli.
You see again the shot by Florenzi. Perfect. And it was a foul maybe by Ongla, not by De Pauli, that with his hand push Kessie in his face.
A combination of two substitutes. Florenzi teaming up with Junior Messias. That's Tonali's header. Won by Gunther. Kessier. Theo Hernandez. Kessier. His was the last touch. How much added time now? Well, in the end, the throw's been given the way of Milan, it seems. No, in fact, it is still a Verona throw, but they took it from the wrong place. 3 added minutes. Not long for Verona to try and score twice. Lasagna, clever turn. Kessier got in the way. Benacer couldn't take the ball with him. De Pauli. Theo Hernandez. It's all a bit scrappy. Rebic. Junior Messias making the run. This to finish it with a flourish. Junior Messias! And he couldn't hit the target.
The ball was perfect by Rebic, that read that situation, give the ball in the channel. Messias attacked the space. He can do better in that situation, I think, that because he had time and space to decide it, and especially he had the ball on his right foot, it means the left.
It's broken kindly for Lasagna. Kessier did enough, and he's been caught in the process. Milan with 2 players down, but Maignan's kept it in play. The referee stops so that both Tomori and Kessier can get some treatment. The 3 added minutes have since become 4. Sensational ball from Rebic. Messias had it on his stronger side. Tried to pick out the top corner. It's not just the win tonight. Massimo, Kalulu and Tomori both are booking away from suspension. They haven't been cautioned tonight. They will both surely play against Atalanta.
Yeah, they play well. They didn't concede too much, you know, to the attacking players of Verona, and they will play against Atalanta. It's very important for Milan because you know, they are in emergency, especially in a defense situation, and this was very important for them.
Ibrahimovic, Theo Hernandez, Ibrahimovic. Milan with the triangles, taking the sting out of the game. Ibrahimovic for Kessier. Now they'll try and keep it by the corner. Theo Hernandez has lost it to Ongla. Here he is again. Tonali there to intercept. Junior Messias. Florenzi. Kalulu. Cleared away by Florenzi. Rebic won't even give chase, it's gone straight into touch. Route 1 from Montiport. Lasagna holding it up well. De Pauli joining in. Tameze is onside. Shoulder to shoulder with Theo Hernandez, and that will be that for Milan. They've got the job done again. Didn't need the late show from Rafael Leao, like it was against Fiorentina. A 1-2 punch either side of the interval has done the business tonight. Paolo Maldini has seen enough. Fatal Verona no more for the Rossoneri. The Bentegodi has lost its fear factor. Milan come to Verona and win in style. There was a scare, but between them, Rafael Leao and Sandro Tonali turned the game on its head either side of the break, and then Florenzi finished with a flourish to give Stefano Pioli's side their 2-point cushion back at the Serie A summit. They are now 4 points away from something extraordinary, to quote the Milan head coach. Atalanta next. Milan have knocked Inter off the top of the table with a victory to remember. They are close now. Verona were brave, but Milan showed the stuff of champions, and they are 180 minutes away from sealing a 19th Scudetto. Full-time score at the Bentegodi. Hellas Verona 1, Milan 3.